What does Danne say? What do I say? What am I going to talk about today? Acne. And with us we have our adorable little Nikki Gutierrez. Heavy on the Spanish accent. As a matter of fact, she isn't Spanish. She is a Filipina. She's one of our many lovely Filipina ladies, and she works part-time at DMK. If you notice the pretty face, the beautiful features, the big smile, this should not happen. Now, this was me when I was 18, and worse, much, much worse. And recently, now, I heard from Cruz that this only started happening, this acne situation, recently.
Like last December, so a few months ago.
Are you pregnant?
No.
Okay, that crosses that off, the hormonal cascade. A lot of stress?
Lately, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because of work and school combined.
Oh, you're going to school too?
I used to, but not this term.
So anyway, it would load a lot of stress, and of course that does inflate the hormonal cascade. And we'll explain in a minute exactly how. Acne, coming from the Greek word acne, meaning point. It all starts up at this little, pretend it's a radio antenna on top of the head, right on the hypothalamus gland, right? And any signal of stress that comes to the hypothalamus gland, it's the insidious, creeping, undefined stress that really gets this sucker signaling, and it passes the signal down to the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland gets the signal, picks up the phone, and it calls the adrenal glands. And of course, they get excited, as adrenal glands are supposed to do, and they pick up the phone and they call the testosterone gland, then picks up his phone and calls the sebaceous gland in the skin and said, stress coming through, pump more oil. Now, that's a little bit of a simplistic analogy, to be sure, but it does help you to realize the importance of the fact that all acne starts with stress at some point, which influences the entire endocrine system. Now, at that point, the person would only have a little bit excessively oily skin, no big deal, but we have cuticle buildup. What in the heck is that? Well, epidermis, dead cell buildup, is like shingles on a roof. Here's the sebaceous oil gland. And now no more oil is being pumped, but it's not breaking through the cuticle in a nice, even, orderly fashion. Instead, it starts to reservoir underneath. And then another defense system of the skin kicks in. New little baby cells say, oh, hey, this is not supposed to be here. We got to defend this. And they start to form all around this old pre-deposited fat. And it forms a pustule. It could become slightly infected, and then pus will form. And then you look in the mirror and you say, oh my God, I can't have this honker. I have a date tomorrow night. You squeeze, and then P. acnes bacteria marches into the party, and pretty soon you've got full-blown acne. And there's various types. There's vulgaris, all kinds of acne, all kinds of degrees of acne, and we have all kinds of treatment for it. Acne is not natural. You don't have to suffer it. I did. That's how I got in this business 47 years ago. All right, what Cruz is applying now, and I'm surprised this girl isn't arching her back in agony and kicking her feet into a rapid blur, is my new formula, Epitoxyl. Works the same as the old Dermatox, which worked very well for 40 some odd years, but this has even more vaporizing and pulling out of toxins power to it. Oh my God, look at this, Cruz. Look at that detoxification on that honker. Just in 2 minutes, boom, it just pulled it right up to the surface. Wow, that worked fast. We have other acne products used on a daily basis, but we're going to put the professional Acne cream on this girl to hold the hydration in and to keep the skin from feeling cracky and dry. A lot of times when you're doing heavy-duty treatments on skin, it can get kind of dehydrated feeling, and especially if dead cells are slowly lifting and they kind of feel tight because they're dead and they're smaller than the living cells underneath, so they kind of pull against it. So you want to break that tension. So we do it with Acne cream. Very self-healing, very water retentive, very basic formula, mostly amino acids, other proteins, things like that. Okay, now I'm doing this because this is what should be done after each acne treatment, DMKC, my foundations of skin. So this little girl, there's no reason why she needs to go home without looking a lot better than when she came in. And a lot of estheticians say, well, we're not makeup artists, so, you know, you don't have to be. You put it on as if it were a skin product, which it is, right? When the treatment is concluded and before they sit up and leave your clinic. Now, I guarantee you that when they sit up and look in the mirror, they're expecting to see all kinds of redness from extractions and treatment and everything else, and, oh, well, I'll just go home and put makeup on or whatever. No, they'll look in the mirror and they'll say, oh my God. And there is no way in hell that they're gonna walk out of your clinic or place of business without purchasing DMK, Foundations of Skin, or DMKC as it's popularly called.
Hey Nikki, so how did you like your treatment?
It went well. The mask, when I had it on, it got a bit tight, but then afterwards, once they remove it, it felt like your skin was really free. And then after the entire treatment, it just felt so light. And then it's like my skin is renewed.
Yeah. What about the alkaline wash? When I applied that and I was removing it, did you feel any tender, some sensation, like sensitivity on the skin?
It kind of stinged a little bit, but not too much.
So for Nikki, we prescribed her nighttime regimen will be cleanse with Acne Cleanse. Then we're gonna have her mist with Acne Mist and apply Acne Clear. Then once in a while when she has pustules, do Acne Therm. Then her daytime regimen will be Acne Cleanse, mist with Acne Mist, and apply Acne Moist.
Well, that's it, folks, for What Does Danne Say, and today's acne client, and we know that her life has changed, as so many people have been all over the world.